So, welcome back to a special video, because in this video, we're going to be doing something very revolutionary on this channel. We're going to be comparing 3 Brickmania kits.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're actually going to be making some sense.
We're going to be making some good content. Alright, anyway, let's get into this video because we got a lot to get through, and retention is a thing. So, yeah, what are we doing in this video?
Well, first of all, we're going to thank everyone for subscribing, and
Yes.
then we are going to be doing a mini review of a relatively new Brickmania kit,
The Ballista.
the Carroballista,
Which is,
which was a mobile field artillery unit of sorts for the Roman army, and we'll get into a lot more detail in just a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And along with that, we thought it would be fun to do a comparison with 2 other medieval/Roman siege engines.
It would be the Trebuchet and the Onager, which the Onager being a Roman thing and the Trebuchet being a medieval thing.
These are 3 sets that Brickmania has come out with.
Relatively in the same line.
Months. And they're all very cool, and we've had a lot of fun building them and getting to know them.
Ooh, sneaky.
Ooh, sneaky. And if you'd like to know more about the Trebuchet and the Onager, Onanger, we've done in-depth reviews of those on previous videos that have come out on the channel.
They'll be linked up in the cards, so go check them
that
out.
Yeah, all right.
On August 6th, Brickmania did some incredible things. For starters, Brickmania released the Porta Roman Gatehouse. Then they released the Trebuchet, and then on the same exact day, they released the Ballista. Fast forward to August 13th, they released the Roman Barracks. And then, on August 20th, they released the Roman Fort Headquarters. And on the same day, they released the Onager. And on August 20th, they released something out of this world. It is called the Praetorium, and it is worth $6,000. This is the flagship Brickmania Roman Fortress set, and it is unbelievable. And if you have $6 grand, please give it to me. Bye. And on August 27th, they released the Roman Chariot.
So, the moment you all have been waiting for, our mini review
Whoa, stinky.
of the Carroballista.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
So, the Carroballista. Now, when you're taking a look at
Our
this...
reaction was not good.
No, Dave actually built this and had a very frustrating time, so I had to help the young man here. You know, there's some glaring issues, but we'll talk about the good, the bad, and then the ugly. You have an exchange of the horse-drawn mechanism, but sadly you do not get a horse. We'll get to that in a second. And then also, you have the, like, where it's just sitting down position. I'm not quite sure what all this is. You also have 2 different options. You can have this ugly monstrosity there, or you can have this beautiful spear there as the fire mechanism. Now, this mechanism actually doesn't really work that well. I mean, the spring-loaded thing is fine. It's just getting it on there. It's already upside down, and then you have to press up on it, and it half tears down the thing, so that mechanism just doesn't really work that well. The other thing that is very problematic is that the droid piece kind of thing, I know that's not a droid piece, but the bone kind of thing, does not connect at all. There's just no way around that. I don't know what happened there. Maybe we got the wrong piece. Because I think an actual droid arm, not the bone arm, would work, but it doesn't, and I'll probably exchange that. But, like, what are you doing, Brickmania, there? I mean, that's one of the glaring issues. Another issue is the way this is just kind of loose. You can't, like, set it to a specific point. Positives is that you have interchangeable. They give you options, which is nice. And also, I'm going to do something. So this kind of looks, for 50 bucks, it's like, what? And then, especially if you take the Onager, I mean, I think you get the point. So anyway, what I would love to see Brickmania do, and this would have been a $5 fix on their end, and I'll explain why that is in a second. What I've loved to see is Brickmania include a horse in this, and that makes it look $50.
And put a minifig back there, too.
And then, you know, they could have sold this as, hey, get your minifigure with this as well, and I believe the Roman guys are still available, so you could actually make this setup yourself. And you put a minifigure back here, And this suddenly becomes a dope kit. I mean, this would be incredible. I could even see $60 or $70 for this if they included a minifigure, and $50 without a minifigure. This looks awesome.
Yeah, it really changes the game.
Great. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't want to say this in a bad way or anything, but let's say the designer, he wakes up, he gives this to the Brickmania release team, and he goes, look guys, this is what I created. And they're like, yeah. Alright, call it good. I mean, that's a little bit harsh, but you see what I'm saying? I mean, this horse, the horse just makes it so much better. I mean, incredibly better. And then the cherry on top is this minifigure back here. And I could see an exclusive minifigure. I could see just an archer or a Roman soldier or just something. But, like, this just looks so good.
77 Lego and Brickmania elements. There's a nice printed piece with the Roman numeral 8 on there, which I guess maybe the 8th Legion, I'm not sure. This, my friend, is a cart-mounted ballista.
Stinky!
It's kind of a mobile field artillery piece, which threw an arrow or a bolt. We've got a big honking arrow there. It looked like a crossbow and basically worked like one in its design. It was developed in the 1st century AD. There were 55 of these assigned to each legion, and it was carried by, there were several varieties. Some were carried by 2 mules or horses, or 1 horse and a mule. They were operated by 10 men. The actual design of the cart itself is a little bit murky. Apparently there were several varieties of those. They had a 2-wheel cart like we have here. They had a 4-wheel cart. And they also had some ballistas that were just mounted on 2 wheels. They rolled around like a cannon. And here's the cool thing about it. The Carroballista could shoot while moving on the battlefield. So you could be running through the battle and you'd have your guy shooting a bolt and then reloading it while it was moving into another position. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And the $5 horse. You might be wondering, Joshua, how do you know they could get it for $5? Well, I'm glad you asked. On bricksandpieces.com, it's a little known exploit in the LEGO community. Stinky. You can get a $5 horse. And that was the Onager. So, yeah, let's talk about this kit just for a second, Dave. Do you think we have a second? I think we do. Alright, so, the Onager.
The Onager is $50.
Which is a pretty good price point.
It actually is, because this is an actual working model. You can hurl projectiles.
Which we will be demonstrating later.
Well, hopefully. You mean after we eat dinner that I've cooked? Oh, you mean right now we're going to demonstrate with the Onager. Okay. Yeah. It's relatively sturdy if you use it correctly, and it looks dope, and yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's like
originally a Roman siege machine, machine, the Onager. We have a full video on it, so you can go check it out.
Yeah, my favorite part about the Onager is that is a Latin word, I believe, for wild ass. So it's a cool way to be able to say that word and be historical. Nobody can, get mad at it and go, "Oh no, that was a bad word. You can't use that word." Yeah, I can. The Romans used it. It's history. Yeah.
It could also be a word for you to describe some people. So, it's in that point of the video that we are moving on to...
Which is better?
Dun 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 dun. Well, so, which is better?
It's kind of like picking your favorite child.
Not really.
And it's also, in a way, like comparing apples and oranges.
Not really. It's a $95 kit, a $50 kit, a $50 kit. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me be fair. We got that and that. All right. Now it's fair.
I mean,
honestly,
insofar as better
and coolness, I would go with the Trebuchet.
Trebuchet every day.
Trebuchet every day with it.
Every day of the week.
Let's demonstrate all these actually, so we can get a little bit of a stinky. So you just lift off on this little lever right there and.
Bam, roll up.
I mean,
how cool is that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it one more time because it's just so fun. And just for this element, this is worth $95 for this. Just to do this a couple times in your life,
Yeah.
$95 every single day of the week. Mary Wilson, great design.
I mean, it's kind of like what, popping a pimple, or I mean, it's just
wouldn't go that far.
eminently satisfying.
I don't even know what. I never popped a pimple and I don't want to. So, anyway, there you go. I mean, that is just great. 100%. This is the best kit. I'm sorry, Onager. I'm sorry, Ballista. This is the best kit. And
it also costs twice as much. I mean, there's
well,
more going on
$95,
here.
but
it's just so unique and so cool looking.
yeah, no, this is just one really cool kit. So I love the Trebuchet. Now, which is better in regards to either the Ballista or the Onager? Well, Dave, I'll let you answer that question here in a second. I think we're in an agreement. And when you compare these two, this has double the amount of pieces. This right here, the Onager has double amount of pieces.
Let's demonstrate the
Onager
in action.
You get, this is a part of the Onager, is a little finicky, but you get your shell, you place it in there, you don't actually snap it in there, you just kind of place it, and then you go, whee,
Oh, nice
and it
shot.
hits.
You have to hold down the
Yes.
plate that it's attached to, and that's fine. And it
Right
works
there.
like a charm. It's attached to a little rubber, not a rubber band, but a rubber
Dingy.
band-like thing, and that gives you your tension, and
Yeah, so
off she goes.
the Onager is great.
Yeah.
$50. I mean, it's a little overpriced like everything, but in regards to the Ballista, this is a perfectly good kit.
Now,
and I love it.
If you don't care about functionality or anything like that, the Ballista is also fine, but it really, I mean, you've got this thing that shoots, but shooting it from the Ballista is just a really iffy proposition.
Theoretically,
If you had $100,
yes, what would you pick?
what would you buy? I know what I would do.
I'd buy the Trebuchet.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we would buy the Trebuchet.
But, you know, you wouldn't be in that bad a shape if you went with the Onager and the Carroballista. So I think either way you went, you'd be happy.
All right.
So you want to know what our final thoughts are.
Well, we'll tell you. The Ballista is a little bit overpriced. I'm sorry to say, but I think we've said this before. It's overpriced. But
If you add a horse,
if you had a horse,
it takes on
a whole new different skin.
It's a horse of a whole different color.
It's like the Onager is a great kit for $50. You get double the amount of pieces in the Ballista. It's just a great kit all around. I love it.
And you can hurl
shells.
shells.
Which we've demonstrated in the video. Also, next up, the Trebuchet, just an awesome kit for $95. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You're
really
nuts. You're nuts not to.
It's really a work of mechanical genius. Mary Wilson did a great job. It's fun to look at, and yeah, and it actually works as well. I get a kick every time you flick it, and that counterweight.
Awesome job, Mary Wilson. The Trebuchet is incredible. All right, we will see you guys on the next one. Please subscribe. If you've seen the kind of content that we do on this channel, you will not regret subscribing. Please, it would mean the world to me. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So, thank you, and we will see you guys on the next one. All right, that was good.